Excuse the background noise. This is my 3D printer printing some things for my next build. Alright, so rotor blades, I don't know why, but they've made it two pieces. Now the blade does have some sag in it. They've moulded it that way. How accurate it is, I don't know. It seems to sag and have a bit of a twist, but I can't work out why they've done this. I can't imagine the real thing being joined like along there, having a seam join. In reality, I don't know why they didn't mold it as one. I can't find images to show that, so I'm going to glue that on and take out that seam, and then I'll scribe that panel line up to the that part there. Maybe it is there, I don't know, but for me, I'm getting rid of it. You can see an ejection pin right there. Those ones might be alright, but that one I think I can feel it a bit, so I'm going to have to clean that up too. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 that are visible, but I think 3 are okay. Yeah, so I don't understand why not mold it as one. Anyway, that's what we've got. That's what we have to work with. So I'll glue them, sort that out. I can do the glue all the pieces for the rotor head, and the bits that attach to the join to the rotor head on the blade. The tail rotor is just it's molded as one piece, and you got that the section that holds it to the gearbox head there that plugs on over the top of it into the tail. So that would be easy enough, that one, but yeah, this one really baffles me. I just don't understand. Anyway, alrighty, put the door handles on the outside of the doors. So I've put them, because I'm having the doors open, I've put them off horizontal. Put these pieces of photo etch on. They are for they're just like to hold the door when it slides back, is what I'm gathering. So now the difficult part, always or not the hardest, but difficult, is masking helicopters with those big doorways in the cabin and the flight crew area. So I've run white tack worm around the inside of the doorway, and then, as you can see, I've put Tamiya tape on it. So obviously do the rest. You can see I used Tamiya tape on those windows. That masks are pretty ordinary, really. It didn't really fit in there. Same as these, I had to cover up the edges. Disappointing. You'd think if they're going to make a mask set included with the kit that it'd fit properly. Windows were glued in the same with Tamiya extra thin. What else? So yeah, I'm done for adding parts to the fuselage. So I need to finish masking off here and the engine area as well, and then I can prime it. Same as the doors, I've laid down CA glue here to clean up that seam join I'd still need to clean up the sprue gate area. I'll just do that when I clean that up. And then yeah, I'll show you how my pre-painting steps I'm going to do for this one, something a bit different. Alrighty, so this is the scheme I'm doing. I like this one, but the lack of insignia puts me off. I like this one. You got the olive drab, which is in the name, drab colour, but we've got some yellow, red, and you got the US insignia, the nice red, white and blue, and your white writing, so, and the unit insignia, so it livens it up. And even though it's a uniform colour, that makes up for it, for me anyway, but it's a personal taste obviously. So what I did was I've primed it grey. You can see I've used this template stencil to spray yellow over the grey. This is to suggest fading lighting of the olive drab when I lay it down. And so I didn't do it on the underside. The underside won't see sunshine. Doors, then obviously you can see I've pre-shaded the panel lines and the rivet details black over that. So I've done all the doors as well. That's top. So I did it on the bottom, and I sort of sprayed up a little bit to make it a little bit darker towards the bottom again, because it's not seeing as much sun as the top. So when you're doing pre-work, as in pre-shading or whatever the case may be, to keep these effects coming through, you need to thin heavily with your top coat. So normally I do anyway, but in the ballpark of somewhere around 70% thinner to 30% paint roundabout, but it's trial and error. That's just what we're in the ballpark of where I'm comfortable with. So this is the colour they've called out for, Olive Drab 2, and it is the exact colour they've called it for because it's Mr. Hobby. So we have that, but I'm probably gonna, I might do this sort of on the underside and the bottom, and then I might mix, I've got some olive drab faded, and I might mix that into it. You can see that big change there, and I might mix it in, and then as I come up, mix more of that in to again show the faded look. This is what is ticking in my mind at the moment. Whether it eventuates that way or not, I shall see. I've cleaned up these that seam join, which is along there. So I've cleaned it, sanded it and primed it, but I need to put in that panel line back in, and there's one right on the edge here I need to put back in, and I still need to patch up a bit on the end. There's a bit of a gap, but that's good to go. It's nice and smoothed out. I still can't understand why that was two parts, but anyway, I haven't made up the rotor head part of it yet. So I've done, yeah, all the other, so that door, everything's the same, so keep it uniform. So yeah, next up we'll be laying down some olive drab. Alrighty, my olive drab down. So as mentioned, I've thinned it heavy and kept my previous pre-shading paints that they are still part visible. I painted in the yellow on the tail. The kit is supplied the whole decal. So I will cut away close as I can to the writing and just use that, and I'll try and weather it in, because when you're painting, I've weathered the olive drab. That's way too bright to go with it, although you could probably weather the decal, but it's just, and the other reason is paint is always going to look better for your riveting and that. So the doors are all done as well. It's had a clear gloss coat. Next up I'm going to do some chipping. So around the edges of the doors, around the door handle, probably around the hatches where to get to the engine, around the door frames, and this, I haven't painted the skids yet, but the skids the same, will be chipping as well. The kind of helicopter is a bit more like doing armour somewhat. They're more of a, for the weathering and that anyway. They're like I said, they're heavy workhorses really. They're carrying heaps of cargo and up and down on the ground, people crawling through them, etc. So so I can start to do some decals as well. So I'll probably, well, I'll have a look at it again to see where my decals are going. That's dangerous. That tape's folded over onto yeah, I wish they wouldn't use that tape. That's alright, got it off. Fold it up on top of the decal. You be careful you don't tear the decals when that happens. Yeah, so pretty happy with that look. So onwards.